What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I seen this story last week, and I would have got to it, but, you know, I had to move briefly, relocate for the hurricane. And you guys keep sending me this. I didn't forget. I'm just waiting for more news to come out. But this story right here is out of Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And it's about this woman up here. You know this picture. Boom. This woman right here looking like a purple rooster. Her name is Monica Williams, 45 years old. She's charged with first-degree murder. Why? Because she shot somebody over an order, disagreement over an order. She shot this woman here, Arnitra West, may she rest in peace, outside of the Church's Chicken after an argument. It's more to this story, and I got a series of videos, and I'm gonna put them in the best order I can to give you guys the best coverage of the story. And I want you guys to watch it before I come back with commentary. Man, there's a lot of hate out here against people. Like, the simplest things turn people into bitter enemies. Something minor turns into something major. And we really have to, I'm at lost words. We really got to learn how to resolve conflict. Take a look at this, man. This is a sad story.
And I hope you die and suffer in hell.
The frustrations of a 12-year-old, devastated tonight after the brutal murder of her mother. Her mother, that Church's Chicken employee that was gunned down yesterday. Police are still looking for this woman tonight in connection to that shooting. They say she pulled the trigger. Thank you for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Daryl Green. Darcy Thomas is off this evening. Now tonight, that victim's 12-year-old daughter and her father are speaking only with Fox 13 News. Daniel Wilkerson, he's live outside the Church's Chicken where it happened in South Memphis. So Daniel, have police said at all why this happened? Why did this all happen?
They say it happened over a food order, Daryl. Get that. We've also learned just within a few minutes that police have located the suspect's vehicle. More on that here in just a second. But in an exclusive interview, both the daughter and the father spoke with me. The daughter, as you would imagine, heartbroken over the death of her mother.
She meant everything to me.
At times, it was hard for 12-year-old Zoe West to even speak about her mother.
I just want my mama. I don't want nobody else than my mama and my dad.
Zoe and her father, Lorenzo West, say Zoe's mother was that Church's Chicken employee fatally shot Monday night. West says he got a phone call.
Let me know to get my daughter to the hospital. They will get her being shot.
Sadly, he says his ex-wife, 48-year-old Arnitra West, did not pull through.
And she likes a certain way to live. She always worked for it.
And that's what police say she was doing when she was murdered. It happened just after 9 Monday night at the Church's Chicken on Park Avenue. Investigators say this woman with purple hair drove through the drive-thru in this teal-colored SUV and had an argument with West. Officers say at some point, West walked outside to get some air. A few minutes later, witnesses tell police they heard a gunshot. They say the woman in the SUV then sped off the parking lot. Memphis police confirmed to Fox 13 News Tuesday night the dispute was over a food order. This 12-year-old would have to learn the news her mother died online.
I seen it on Google.
Zoe and her father say West was super smart. They say she loved serving people, and that's why she chose to work in the service industry.
We were married 15 years, and she was my high school sweetheart and all that. And we pretty much had gotten closer after we separated, and because we had to co-parent.
At this point in the interview, I asked a question that sometimes is hard to ask families who have just lost a loved one. I asked whether there was a lesson that can be learned from all of this.
Read the audience. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Be in control of you. If you're in control of you, 9 times out of 10, you control the situation to a certain extent.
He says some people have no regard for human life, and you never know who you're arguing with. As for this 12-year-old who will now have to grow up without her mother, she has this message for the killer.
And I hope you die and suffer in hell.
35-year-old Monica Williams has finally ended after a week-long search. She is the woman accused of killing 48-year-old Anitra West, a Church's Chicken employee, last week in Orange Mound.
Yeah, we have our Tavarius Haywood. He's joining us live with details of how one of Williams' friends helped police identify her. Good morning, T. Wood.
Good morning, y'all. Police records say that friend, who we are not naming, called police the day after the deadly incident, saying that she and her child was with Williams the moment that she got into an argument with an employee at Church's Chicken. Now, according to police records, Williams allegedly told the employee at the drive-through intercom that they had 2 orders. That's when things became tense, and they decided not to order since the ordering had become so tense. Williams then pulled up to the window and told the employee they no longer wanted to order. The witness said things became more heated and an argument began, although nothing physical took place. Williams reportedly drove the mother and the child home and dropped them off in the driveway, saying she was, quote, going to get some chips to go with their dinner. The friend said Williams came back sometime between 11 p.m. and 11 midnight, packed an overnight bag, and left without her car. Now, her friend told police that she wasn't surprised to see Williams' car outside because Williams was seeing someone and she would often leave with them in the evenings. She said that the friend said that when she woke up the next morning and saw Williams' images on the news, that's when she called police. Now, Williams is facing a first-degree murder charge. She is expected to be here at 2:01 at court sometime this morning in downtown Memphis. Tavarius Haywood, Action News 5.
Right now.
New details tonight as we come on the air. The woman accused of gunning down a Church's Chicken employee Monday night has been identified. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Daryl Green. Memphis police tell us this is 45-year-old Monica Williams. And tonight they have a warrant issued for her arrest. While police try to find Williams, Fox 13's Dominique Dillon has been digging into her past, and we found out it was a violent past.
Dominique is joining us tonight from Church's Chicken in Orange Mound. Dominique, you talked with a woman that Williams says stabbed 20 years ago.
Records show in 2009, Williams was convicted of an aggravated assault that happened 5 years prior. I got my hands on that report, and it details how Williams attacked a pregnant woman. The details share how Williams stabbed this woman, and I spoke with this woman this afternoon. I tracked her down, and she shared how her son was born shortly after that stabbing.
I felt like it had to have been some type of setup, to be honest, because how did she even have this big old Jason knife on her already?
Israel Britt Taylor says Monica Williams attacked her in Orange Mound in 2004. Britt Taylor says she was 8 months pregnant at the time. She says her son's father called her over to give her money. She says as she was driving away, Williams hit her car with a large tree branch.
She approached me. We was in an altercation. I'm trying to get her away from me, but I'm not gonna lie, I beat the, you know what? I fought her. I fought her up off me. Next thing I know, she was stabbing me.
Britt Taylor says the stress from that fight resulted in her son's umbilical cord getting wrapped around his neck. She says she was rushed to the hospital and her baby was delivered via C-section.
I didn't even know about this chick. And she told the detective she was willing to kill me for this guy. And I wouldn't even date my ex at the time.
Records show Williams served 3 years for the attack. 20 years later, Williams, now 45, is wanted again, this time for murdering 48-year-old Anitra West while she was working at Church's Chicken in Orange Mound Monday night.
To see her do something like that, I was like, wow. And wow, I knew it was coming because she's always been wow.
Police have issued a warrant for first-degree murder for Williams. If you have seen her or you know where she is, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Daryl?
Fox 13 News at 9 starts now.
I am so grateful. It brings some relief knowing that this person will no longer be able to do things like that to someone else.
But we pray for her and her family, because her family has been affected just as much as we have.
These two parents received word today that police arrested the woman accused of gunning down their daughter. 48-year-old Anitra West was the Church's Chicken employee police say was murdered on the job in Orange Mound. But tonight, suspect 45-year-old Monica Williams sits in the Shelby County Jail East, in fact, after being on the run for days. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Fox 13 News at 9. I'm Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Daryl Green. This is an interview you'll see only here on Fox 13. Let's go to Daniel Wilkerson. He spoke exclusively with those parents. He's live tonight outside the Church's Chicken where that murder happened. So, Daniel, first of all, it's hard to imagine how those parents are able to give that sort of grace this soon after their daughter's murder. How did they take the news of the arrest?
You know, it's a complex situation. Darcy and Daryl, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. They are godly people. You heard them say it off the top. Even amongst all their pain, their thoughts are with the suspect's family. But still, they lost a daughter. So in that sense, they're glad the suspect is off the street.
It's a situation no parent wants to experience.
When you're a mother and you raise children and they have children which are your grandchildren, you always look that it would be you that would go before them and not them before you.
Monday, Bruce and Antoinette Stevens got the news the woman accused of murdering their daughter is now in custody.
It's relief that she's not on the street.
Police announced Monday they had 45-year-old Monica Williams in custody. She was on the run since investigators say she shot and killed 48-year-old Anitra West a week before. Officers say Williams murdered West, an employee at the Church's Chicken on Park Avenue in Orange Mound. Police put out this picture of the suspect taken near the drive-through window that day. She had purple hair then, but had a noticeably different hairstyle Monday when officers captured her mugshot. The Stevens live in Colorado, but say they learned of their daughter's death last week while in Orlando.
And this happened while we were on vacation. And 4 hours before we came back, Anitra couldn't come because she was working.
Anitra's father, a pastor, says they were devastated.
It was hard. We were struck. We were surprised. We were hurt. But immediately, her and I, we prayed immediately that God give us strength.
Their former son-in-law, their daughter's ex-husband Lorenzo West, says the daughter he shares with Anitra heard the news of the arrest.
She said, I told you they were going to get her. I said, I knew they were going to get her. It was just, she was too famous. You know, there's nowhere to hide when you're that famous. And nobody, yeah. Purple hair, and I mean, nobody's going to hide you, you know, when everybody's looking for you. Shout out to Thaddeus Matthews and all the people on the internet that put all the info out there.
As to the parents' thoughts on the woman accused of their daughter's murder,
I'm a firm believer that some people do deserve a second chance. Don't get me wrong. But there's a degree of the morality and the moral stipulations of killing people, hurting people, doing harm to people. That should be a priority of saying, okay, this person may do this again. And until you're certain that they won't do it again, they need to do the time that they have done in order to be put there in the first place.
We have to trust in God that things will work out, that she's treated fairly in the system, and that's what we believe.
where do you get that kind of forgiveness or that heart from?
It comes from God.
Perhaps the only source of that type of grace. Back out here live tonight, that father tells me that they are not people of great means. They say they had to max their credit cards just to get here to Memphis. Meanwhile, they have set up a GoFundMe page to help with the funeral expenses. If you would like to donate, just go to fox13memphis.com. Meanwhile, the ex-husband who you heard from there, he says that he does not believe that this murder was simply over a food order. More on that coming up at 10. DG.
That is Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson live in Orange Mound. Daniel, thank you.
Guys, there you got the news, and that's kind of depressing, and it's silly. I mean, honestly, if you could take every fickle argument that resulted in loss of life in the black community, it'd be a lot of us still here. Seriously, it would be a lot of us still here. There's like an unforeseen hate that a lot of us have for each other for no damn apparent reason. And it's sickening. Nobody addresses it. Nobody really talks about it. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, some people don't want you to talk about it. You get hate mail. People don't like it. People want to blame other races and all this other stuff. Stop it. Stop it. We got very serious issues out here. I got to give respect to the family. Seemed like the ex-husband, they only been divorced 2 years. The ex-husband and the daughter seem like good people. The mother and father of the woman definitely seemed like good people. Loved the Lord, and it looked like it was coming through with the way they spoke and carried themselves. Who knows what the argument was really about? I think it was something more than that, because maybe they knew each other or something. But I mean, sometimes, man, when people get to going back and forth tongue wrestling, it can turn into something different. If you paid attention to the story and what I've been telling you, Juggernaut real, Juggernaut dangerous. And this time, Juggernaut was vicious as hell. This lady right here, Monica Williams, 45 years old, busting a gun like she on the block. You know what I'm saying? This woman argued, went home with her friend, right? Had a friend and her friend's child in the car, goes home, jumps out of her car, goes back up there in another car, I guess, right? Because she didn't use a car. A car was found. The, what's the name, told on her. Her friend told on her. Go back up there. I guess when they was arguing, the lady must have told her what time she got off. It's just my opinion. She went up there and squatted on her like an assassin. She came outside by happenstance, gave her the business. It's a damn shame. Women are doing this. Just as vicious as men nowadays. And I told you before, you lose the women, you lose society. And look at the way the world is now. Stories upon stories about women killing their children, picking dick over their own kids, all kind of stuff. Women are the fabric that keeps everything together, whether you realize it or not. A lot of times a woman is the one that provides restraint when a man doesn't have it. This is, I mean, y'all better pay attention. People need to pay attention out there, man. It's a lot going on, man, besides just the surface of the violence being presented to you in the news and stuff. It's a deeper issue. And it's not just with black folk. It's everybody. It's everybody. America is turning inside out. And it's a big cancer here of ignorance and violence. And it needs to be stomped out. For real. This is affecting everybody. And it's sad to see this. And people living all the way in Colorado had to max out their credit cards just to come home because somebody killed their daughter. An argument don't mean it got to end in bloodshed all the time. It's always an option. You heard what the ex-husband said? Hey, if you control your emotions, you control the situation a lot of times. Which is 90% true. But this woman, Monica Williams, man, this is a serious AAA, grade A, juggernaut female. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of stuff that goes on. The smallest slight or whatever's taken as disrespect ends in gunfire or bloodshed in one way or another. She stabbed a pregnant woman over a man. Think about that. Didn't ask no questions. Why is she coming over here? Who is she? This and that. Out for blood. You bang your car up against somebody. Man, y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. May Anitra West rest in peace. And I don't know what it was, but I mean, it take two people to argue. I don't know what was said, but we know what the aftermath was. More dumb shit and tragedy. That little girl crying her eyes out, 12 years old. She still need a mom. Still need a mom. Grandparents live all the way in Colorado. What happens to her? People don't think about that when they pull the trigger. They only see what's in front of them, that when they see red. and they just want to eliminate something, whether it's a threat or not. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.